Cellar Whispers, The Unseen Curse. The Harris family, consisting of parents Michael and Anna, along with their teenage daughter Emily and young son Ben, move into an old, seemingly charming house in a quiet town. They are looking for a fresh start and are initially delighted with their new home. During renovations, they discover a previously concealed cellar door in the kitchen floor. It's old, locked, and emits a faint, unsettling noise at night. Each morning, they find the door slightly ajar, despite having secured it the night before. Strange occurrences begin to unfold. Objects move on their own. Shadows flicker in the corners of rooms, and a palpable sense of dread permeates the house. The family starts having nightmares, each centered around the cellar door. As the entity's influence grows stronger, tension builds within the family. Michael becomes increasingly paranoid. Anna suffers from intense migraines and hallucinations. Emily becomes withdrawn and speaks in a language unknown to her. And Ben claims to see a friend in the cellar. Driven by an inexplicable compulsion, the family finally opens the cellar door. They descend into a cavernous, ancient chamber beneath the house. Hieroglyphs cover the walls, hinting at a forgotten ritual and an entombed evil. In the chamber center lies a sealed sarcophagus. As the family approaches, it cracks open, unleashing the entity, a malevolent force that had been trapped for centuries. It's a shadowy, formless presence that radiates malevolence. One by one, the family members succumb to the entity's will. Michael becomes aggressive and tries to keep the family from leaving the house. Anna becomes its voice, speaking cryptic phrases and leading the others in strange rituals. Emily and Ben, scared and confused, try to resist but gradually fall under its control. In a climactic confrontation, the entity fully emerges, its influence peaking. A house shakes, winds howl, and the air grows frigid. The family, now entirely under its spell, perform a ritual that fully releases the entity into the world. The house stands empty, the cellar door open and inviting. Inside, the echoes of the family's last moments linger. The town whispers about the cursed Harris house, unaware that the entity is biding its time, waiting for its next victims. Lighthouse of the Drowned, The Mariner's Curse. Elias Reed, a man haunted by his past and seeking isolation, arrives at a remote, weather-beaten lighthouse off a rugged, desolate coastline. He's been appointed as the new keeper after his predecessor, James McVeigh, mysteriously disappeared. In the stark, lonely quarters of the lighthouse, Elias stumbles upon a hidden, dust-covered diary belonging to James. The early entries are routine, but as Elias delves deeper, he uncovers a descent into madness. James writes of strange shapes moving beneath the waves and haunting melodies that seem to emanate from the sea itself. Elias starts experiencing unsettling phenomena. Objects move inexplicably, cold drafts fill the rooms, and a constant sense of being watched pervades. At night, he hears a distant, melancholic singing, carrying over the waves, unsettling yet oddly alluring. James's later entries reveal a growing obsession with a spectral figure in the sea, a drowned mariner cursed to wander the depths. The handwriting becomes increasingly disturbed, the words tinged with terror and despair. Elias is plagued by nightmarish visions. He sees ghostly figures on the shoreline and hears whispers in the wind, speaking in a language he feels he should understand but doesn't. The singing grows louder, more insistent, as if calling to him. In a hidden compartment of the diary, Elias finds the final entries, written in a frantic, shaky hand. James speaks of the mariner's curse. The lighthouse is a beacon not for ships, but for lost souls, and its keeper is doomed to join the mariner in his eternal, restless wandering beneath the sea. During a fierce storm, as Elias struggles to maintain the light, the lighthouse reveals its true nature. The walls ooze seawater, and the sound of the waves amplifies into a deafening roar. The singing voice merges with the storm, forming words in Elias's mind, urging him to open the door to the sea. As Elias opens the door at the base of the lighthouse, he is greeted by the ghostly figure of the mariner, his eyes hollow with eternal loneliness. The sea surges forward, and spectral hands reach out, dragging Elias into the depths. The lighthouse itself seems to moan in satisfaction, its purpose fulfilled. The storm calms, and the sea returns to a deceptive tranquility. The diary, now on the desk of the lighthouse, contains a new entry, Elias's final words, a chilling warning and an unintentional invitation to the next keeper. A new keeper arrives, drawn to the lighthouse by a vague, inexplicable calling. The cycle is set to begin anew, the mariner's curse unbroken, the lighthouse standing as a sinister sentinel on the edge of the world. Mirror of the Lost. The Fading Reflection. Emily, a bright but introverted 15-year-old, lives in a small, seemingly tranquil town. However, beneath its serene exterior, the town harbors a dark history of unexplained disappearances. While exploring her grandmother's attic, Emily uncovers an ornately framed old mirror concealed beneath dusty sheets. Its surface is eerily impeccable, reflecting the room with an unnatural clarity. One night, after a series of strange occurrences in town, Emily gazes into the mirror. To her shock, her reflection blinks, smiles, and then vanishes. Panicked, Emily searches for answers in her grandmother's old diaries and learns about the mirror's ominous legacy. Emily begins to notice subtle changes in her appearance and behavior. Her hair lightens, her posture shifts, and her tastes change inexplicably. Her friends and family remark on her newfound confidence, but Emily feels a growing sense of dread. Gradually, Emily's memories become hazy. Childhood memories, familiar faces, even her own mother's voice, start to feel foreign. She feels as if she's losing pieces of herself, her essence slowly being erased. Emily delves deeper into her grandmother's diaries. She uncovers a tale of a vain woman who owned the mirror decades ago, a woman so obsessed with her image that her spirit became trapped within the mirror, cursing it. Emily's reflection, now living her life, is a perfect replica, yet soulless. It interacts with her friends and family, fooling everyone. Emily watches, helpless, as her life is stolen by this entity. As days pass, Emily becomes more ethereal, her physical form fading. She struggles to communicate with her family, her voice a mere whisper. Her desperation peaks as she realizes she's becoming a ghost in her own life. Emily understands that the mirror doesn't just steal reflections, it consumes souls. Her doppelganger is the mirror's puppet, a vessel for the cursed spirit to live through. In a climactic confrontation, Emily faces her doppelganger in the mirror's reflected world, a twisted, dark echo of her own reality. The battle is not just physical but psychological, as Emily fights for her identity. Ultimately, Emily realizes that she cannot reclaim her life. With her last ounce of strength, she shatters the mirror. As the glass fragments fall, Emily's form dissipates, her essence freed but lost. The town mourns the mysterious disappearance of Emily, unaware of the truth. In the attic, amongst the shattered mirror pieces, a faint glimmer of light flickers. The trapped souls, including Emily's, now free from the mirror, but forever bound to the ethereal realm,